Okay, here's a response to this guy's post. He was saying, don't put this on the people. I was talking about when judges ignore the laws, and this guy is saying the judges and lawyers don't know the laws. Okay, so my point is go in there and cite and state the law. And then this guy says these laws are meant to violate our rights. What the hell are you talking about? What the hell are you talking? I love when people come on my page and they just make some vague, broad allegations, but you're not doing jack squat to fix anything, and you're not winning in court. I've won in court. I've helped thousands of guys win in court, and then some doofus comes on my page and says, "Don't tell people to do that." Oh, don't tell people. How is your stuff working? I get people saying all kinds of stuff. Oh, do the sovereign nation this, do this, file that, file that. How well has it worked for you? Everybody loves coming in and throwing some opinion on stuff that they've never done themselves or never succeeded with themselves. Or they just throw some vague, whiny, pissy, crying, crybaby, moaning, bee-made little rant. So this guy is saying the laws deprive us of our rights. The laws say every single state has a law, do what's in the best interest of the child. So the best interest of the child is to have both parents and to have a man in the home full time. Why is that not happening? It's not because of the law, you stupid idiots. See, my gender is so freaking stupid. You say, let's go out and change the laws or repeal the laws. The laws are great if you have at least a 50 IQ and you can read them. My sister with Down syndrome can read the laws and say those are pretty good laws. When it says the best interest of the child, that is obviously both parents. So what's the problem? It's a corrupt individual judge who's paid off or bought. Duh. We have to fix the judges. There's fathers' rights groups out here trying to change laws with a presumption of 50-50. And all those laws that they change to 50-50 have an exception that says unless there's abuse or domestic violence. How do you think women get custody all the time already now? They accuse the dad of abuse or domestic violence. So the laws that they propose aren't going to do jack squat. And then you have laws like in Florida, 63.13. I just saw in South Carolina they have this. In a lot of other states they have this. The court has to consider which parent is willing to facilitate and honor the relationship with the other side. If the mother is being a narcissist or withholding the child, you win on that point. The problem is men don't go in there and make that argument. And then you have a lawyer, and your lawyer doesn't argue the stuff, and you just stand there like a little cowardly bitch, and you don't say anything about it. And you just watch everybody not argue the law. So this guy's got it backwards because people go in and they don't argue the law. They don't tell the judge you have to do the law. You have an oath. You have an obligation and a duty of care. See, I got all kinds of videos telling people this stuff, and then idiots come on here and watch one of my videos, and they drop all this knowledge they think that they have that hasn't worked for anybody. To what end? What do you want to come on my page and you want a cookie for coming on my page and saying some broad, vague allegation? Now, the system is corrupt, but it's not because of the laws. If you read the laws, which obviously this guy hasn't, but he's got a great insight and deep wisdom about the laws, saying the laws are there to take away our constitutional rights. First of all, Troxel versus Granville is clear that we're not supposed to have government interfering with our rights, and that they have to presume that we're a fit parent acting in the best interest of the children. But this doofus hasn't read that stuff. He just randomly saying stuff. You see, guys will go into a court of law, and the judge will make a prejudicial ruling, and then they think the laws must be bad. But your dumbass didn't even read the law, you idiot. My gender is so dumb. It's like you go onto a football field and you have a playbook, and the quarterback didn't study the plays. There's a famous football player from the University of Washington out here. When he was a backup in the NFL, he didn't get ready that week, and he had a bad day. The starting quarterback got hurt, so he came in. He threw like 3 interceptions, got sacked like 3 times, and had a concussion. He said, I didn't get ready. I didn't read the playbook this week. And he was released that week. He was dumb enough to admit he didn't read the playbook. If you go onto the field and then you say, well, our game plan and plays don't work, and you never read the playbook or studied the plays, and you're the one who's out of order, running the wrong way or handing the ball off to the wrong person who doesn't expect it, It's because you didn't study the playbook. When you go into court, you didn't read the playbook of the laws and you didn't cite them and you didn't push the judge because you're a cowardly little bitch who's afraid to tell the judge what the law is. See, everybody is in here talking about their loser, failed, failure, pathetic strategy and cowardly bitch made strategy where they never tried. And then they go in and they come on my page and say, oh, the laws don't work. How come I've helped over 300 guys last time I counted, which was a couple years ago? It's probably much more. I've helped over 300 guys get full custody without an attorney. I've helped thousands more get 50-50 or increase their visitation. If what I'm saying doesn't work, how come there's so many success stories, you idiots? It's because a bunch of know-it-all punk idiots who went to court and lost and got a little semblance or a little bit of experience in court, now all of a sudden they're a freaking expert, but you didn't read jack squat. Get sick and tired of idiots who I hate this in regular life. In any area of life, when somebody throws in an opinion and they don't know what the hell they're talking about, don't you guys get annoyed at that? Or politicians that get up and say, we're going to do this and we're going to do this and we're going to have this policy, we're going to fix this, and they don't even know what the hell they're talking. I remember politicians got up talking about how we need to get rid of guns. And they're up there and they're talking about different parts of guns. I don't know what they said, but they didn't know jack squat. And people who own guns were just laughing at them. They didn't know anything about guns, how they worked, how they operated, you know, the how many rounds a particular gun can hold, or just the function of the guns. They were like way off. They didn't know what the hell they were talking about. Like if I get on here and I'm talking about something, like I'm trying to make a comparison like to a vehicle or taking care of your car, because guys love to take care of our cars and we'll go after our cars more than we will our children. But I'm not gonna get on here and pretend I know. I'm too mechanically inclined to start talking about the mechanics of a car. I'll just talk about like changing oil or a tune up or a tranny overhaul or something. I'll never come in and say I know something about something I don't know anything about. This guy obviously hadn't read jack shit. And he's up here saying the laws are there to violate our constitutional rights. The laws say the best interest of the child. Which parent is willing to facilitate a relationship with the other parent? Which parent is more, which parents have mental or emotional problems, or which parent is violent? You dumbass dudes got a violent baby's mom, and you never tell the court that she's violent because that'll look bad if you tell the court who's the violent one. Or you never accuse her of mental health problems because your attorney says, we can't go in there and say that, that'll look bad. So all the factors that help you win, you don't even go in there and attempt to talk about them. And then you turn around and say the laws don't work. You didn't even try the laws, you idiot. God, and I'm being real nice in this video because my gender is a bunch of stupid, dumbed down, moronic, low IQ, numbnuts Neanderthals who haven't evolved yet. Saying stupid ass stuff like this. The laws are designed to violate a constitutional right. It's not the laws, it's the prejudicial judges. Black people in Jim Crow South had a constitutional right to walk around America and go and do whatever they want. So how come they got railroaded in court? Or how come Emmett Till's murderers got off? Or how come there was separate but equal? How come black people could only walk on one side of the street or sidewalk? Or they had to have their own restaurant or their own water fountain? Because the people down there were racist and were trying to block their rights, which were already on paper in the Constitution. But this retard would come on here and say, "Oh, it's because of the Constitution they didn't have any rights." No, the Constitution said they had rights. It's just the people, the judges, the people who created city ordinances that you can't have this, or the Jim Crow South laws. It was those people. Now those laws were bad, but they violated the law of the land, the Constitution. But this guy hasn't read a damn single line of law. This is like the Father's Rights Movement guy who told another dad, "You got to give your kid back to the mom." And the mom's boyfriend was molesting his daughter. And I told the guy, don't give the kid back. He goes, and then another guy comes on and says, that's stupid. He can get in trouble. I said, how can he get in trouble? He showed me the law. The law says if you withhold a child in violation, then it's a crime. And then 3 sentences down, unless you're doing it to protect the child's safety. This numbnuts, idiotic father's rights movement guy told the dad to give his kid up to a child molester because this idiot didn't even read the law. The law actually gave the dad a right to withhold the child. I'm so sick of my gender being such freaking moronic, retarded idiots. You don't even try. You don't grow any balls. You don't get anything offensive. Here I am. I won in court. Warehouse worker who flunked out of college. I won in court over and over. Destroyed guardian lives. Destroyed my baby's mom and her attorneys. And dumbasses like this come on and say some stupid ass bull crap.